What up, nerds? My name is Leslie Smith, and welcome to The Nerdy Narrative. This is a channel where I like to share with you all of the things that I read. I read in a ton of different genres. Fiction, historical fiction, science fiction, fantasy, horror, manga, comics, short stories, classics, literary fiction, nonfiction. I just really like to read in a lot of different areas. That helps keep me engaged, excited. It prevents slumps and just keeps me from getting bored from reading the same old, same old. Because staying in one genre, you're going to run into a lot of similar tropes over and over and over. And just jumping around and keeping a variety of things going just helps break that up a bit. So today's episode of fun is a book haul. And I didn't get too crazy. This is probably my smallest book haul I've ever had in my entire life for a month. I honestly think it is. But I just have a few books that I wanted to share with you guys and get them in their proper place because I'm a weirdo. I have stacks. And I'll put things in different stacks until I film that particular stacks thing. And some of these are on my TBR for the month of June, so I need to get them to their proper stacks so I don't overlook anything. So I just wanted to go ahead and get this haul filmed so I can get my books moved and move on with my life. And the first one I would like to show you is Greater Good, which is book 2 in the Thrawn Ascendancy trilogy by Timothy Zahn. These covers are just absolutely gorgeous. Another thing that I really like is the back cover. It's just a one-liner. You don't get a blurb. They had that on the front cover, so you're not tempted to read through because sometimes it is a spoiler. But this is book 2 in the new Thrawn trilogy. I found out watching Ponderings of Pete that book 3 is going to be out later this year, November or December. I can't remember which. I wrote it on my calendar so I could make sure and pre-ordered it, which it has another beautiful cover. But this is one that I'm planning to read in June. I'm very excited. The first book was just absolutely wonderful. It is Thrawn's origin story, at least as far as how his career got started and lining up with a family and the Chiss and all of that fun stuff. But the first book was great. I'm excited to get to the second one, so yay me. Next, I picked up The Heroes as well as Red Country by Joe Abercrombie. These are 2 of the standalones in the first Law World. My friend Penny got me Best Served Cold, and so I went ahead and picked up the other 2. She and I are planning to read Best Served Cold and The Heroes in June, so I am stoked. I loved everything about First Law. Penny and I had a great time reading that. I did some live streams with Steve Talks About Books and Stuff. You only read. Stacy's all booked. I'll have all that linked below if you want to check it out if you've read these books. But I am stoked. Oh, I forgot how good these smell. These were shipped together, so they kind of got to bask in each other's scent and just make it that much more potent and better. Which, if you're a chronic book sniffer like me, order all your books at once, and when they all get shipped together, especially if they're paperbacks, they just get to absorb that paperbacky good paper and ink smell, so you're welcome. The next book that I picked up is one I saw while visiting my Barnes & Noble store back home in Mississippi. I just happened to be walking by and I noticed it. It just jumped off the shelf at me. It was the only copy they had left. It's another book that I'm reading in June, and I just had to have it, and that's East of Eden by John Steinbeck. This book, I love these covers. Like, the first time I encountered a cover like this was when I got my anniversary edition of Their Eyes Were Watching God. And I love the material it's made out of. I like how it's just the flat folds, and it's a good sturdy material, but I love the decal pages. It just looks old. It's just interesting, and I love decal pages. I love the material that the pages are made out of, and it's kind of like pre-aged, so it just gives it that neat look. This is one that I will be reading the latter part of June, early July with the Codex Cantina. This is one that you can join in if you like We will have a discussion channel in the literary discourse Discord for this one. I'll have that linked in the description box down below. So if you read East of Eden or you would like to read it with us, it's a retelling of the book of Genesis. I cannot wait to see what this is about. And then my final pickup for the month of May is a graphic novel. It's Hack and Slash, Volume 1. And the reason why I picked this one up, I saw a crossover issue with these characters and the ones from Nailbiter. I read the special edition bind-ups of Nailbiter when Una and I read those earlier this year, and it had a crossover issue with Nailbiter and Hack and Slash, which the guy at my comic book shop said she actually has a lot of crossover with other series. So I'm interested in checking that out. I feel like if a lot of other comic book series work with this same author, that they must be good. They must be good. But I saw the title, I picked it up, I flipped through, I really liked the artwork. And so I was like, just get it. So I did. So here we go. Hack and Slash, another Image comic, which is a creator-owned comic. So at this point, I think I've read 3 or 4 Image comic series now. So I guess that makes me a fan. And believe it or not, those are all the books that I picked up in May. Tiny stack. Literally the tiniest monthly book haul in the history of the Nerdy Narrative. My husband is actually quite in favor of the smaller book hauls because I've been trying to negotiate a couple of more bookcases for a while now, and he's just not budging. So I guess I'm gonna have to start storing books in some of his places, encroaching on his territory, and maybe that will encourage him to invest in a couple of extra bookcases. We'll see how that goes. So if you've read any of these books, drop down in the comments down below and let me know what your opinion was. But if any of these books or the graphic novel you want more info on, let me know that as well. If you want a dedicated review on any of those, let me know. Just whatever you want to say, drop it down in the comments down below. But don't be ugly. Don't be mean. Be sweet. That's going to do it for this one, guys. I thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of you who take the time to watch these videos. I hope your day has started off well. I hope the rest of your day is absolutely amazing. But guys, until the next one, take good care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon.